Your full name, James Hillier Blunt, but you write Blount. Where does it come from?
My name originally is actually from Denmark.
Denmark.
As in the blondes, because we all had blonde hair.
Okay.
And over the years, that's changed to Blunt.
Okay. And Denmark, how did your grandparents come from Denmark?
No, not my grandparents. In about the year 955 AD, yeah, the blondes left Denmark. They joined the Normans in 1066 to come across to England then, and slowly we've lost. The name blonde has disappeared to Blunt, as well as the colour of my hair has gone darker.
But when did you know that? When did the names change to Blunt? How it is written now? Do you know?
No, I wasn't around then, so I'm not entirely sure.
Could be. And but you know the story quite well. How come? How come you know the story quite well?
You know, everyone nowadays knows their family history, don't they? A little bit. My family have been in different armies since for 1,000 years, really. And I did the same. I was in the British Army for 6 years.
No, but is it for you? Was it something that you needed to do, the army?
Well, I think children are introduced to different jobs by their parents, and their parents generally know the job that they did. So my father, opened the doors and said, "This is what I do." He was a colonel in the Army Air Corps flying helicopters. Yeah. The army paid for my university, and as a result, I owed them 4 years' service, and in the end, I did 6.
But did you want to do it?
Yeah, I think it was a really amazing, incredible job. Not all of it pleasant, but all of it really interesting. The army itself is like an education in the world. You can go to school, and that's one form of education, or you can get out there and see different parts of the world and work with different people. And I work with soldiers from my own country, but from all corners of my own country. And I work with different armies, and different armies reflect the politics of their country. And I went to different countries, some of which were really not very safe and secure and stable, which is different from mine. And it's really a great education in humanity and compassion and understanding, that we're pretty lucky to be where we're from. We're pretty lucky to be just in a safe environment.
But you said 1,000 years your family has been in the army. Do you know specific stories from certain ancestors who did something during a certain period?
No, I don't.
Okay, yeah, could be. In case your children want to join the army, would you say, well, do it, or?
I think with children, you've presumably got to let them do what they want. It's their own life, but all you can do as someone who's as an adult is tell them about the choices that you made, so they can either follow your lead or learn from your mistakes.
What sort of mistakes did you make?
I made many mistakes. I write about them in songs. You can hear them.
Okay, now could be. Is it for you the music? This is your 4th album. Moon Landing is the best-selling album since Back to Bedlam. Is it important for you?
As an album, Moon Landing is really important for me. It's collecting together the memories and experiences over the last 3 years and expressing them in a really honest and genuine way. It's been a journey making Moon Landing. That's maybe why it's called Moon Landing in the first place. It was a journey to go back to Los Angeles and find the man who made my first album with me, the producer who made that, when I had no audience, when I barely got a record deal, and I was just writing and recording for myself.
But why did you want to work with him again?
Well, I suppose after the success of their first album, when it's in the public eye, you start being aware of the audience, and so perhaps there's an influence, whether it be an influence where it makes you go more inside, more introverted, which was my second album. It's called All the Lost Souls. It doesn't sound very happy, and it was a darker album, reflective of being in an ugly, commercialized, celebrity-obsessed world. And then a third album where I'd relaxed with it a bit perhaps and just thought, well, you know what, I'll write songs to fill arenas, write words that you want to hear, just enjoy it. And it was great fun, but perhaps it wasn't as deep and as meaningful as I would have done without the audience. And so perhaps this 4th album is that. It's an album of deeply personal songs not thinking about anyone else. I'm not trying to please anyone else as I write them, but just writing songs from the heart. And so in order to record that in a genuine way, I needed to find the man who was there before you were.
And what did he tell you about your second and third album?
You know, all my albums have had a place in time. All of them I've really loved, as have the people who've made them with, and each one I'm really proud of in different ways. But you know, I say different ways is the key. They do different things.
But what did he tell you?
He really liked them.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
Yes.
So maybe he said, well, on the second album maybe you could have done this better, or maybe third album. So this album, let's do it this way, or.
I think music isn't always a choice of better or worse. Music's like just, you could, you know, different and different, because it's like, you know, the taste buds, it's like smells, it's emotions, they just do different things.
And when were you aware of the process that you described for the third album? When were you aware after recording that album? And when did you know that you had to follow this path for this album?
Only as I went down the path.
Okay. And what started the path? What certain?
Do you know, I think, you know, having done 3 different albums, I suppose I probably felt like, you know, I'd done 3 separate things, and those are the things that I had aspired to in that time. A personal album to begin with all its innocence and naivety. A second album which embraced the notion of my touring band, used that touring band to give a richness to it. But the songs, as I say, were darker and more introverted. And then on a third album, to realise I'm going on a third world tour and playing to arenas and lots of production, and me picking up an electric guitar to fill that sound, to fill that space with sound. And yeah, having done those 3 things, you think, well, you know, what's going to be rewarding now? Where do you want to go? And I suppose it was to say, I probably want to go back to somewhere like I did at the beginning, somewhere innocent again, somewhere very personal.
Was it hard to go personal again?
Yeah, it's a year in the studio. To convey an emotion is very difficult in just words. To convey emotion in words and music is the notion of, you know, that's the art of writing a song. To then record it in a way that captures it, you know, it takes a moment, takes thought, planning and preparation of what instruments it is, what musicians you're going to use to create an atmosphere. Yeah, so it's taken me a year.
A year. And what was the first song? The first song that you recorded that you were really happy with?
I can't remember. You know, we do them all at once.
Okay. Oh, maybe there was one song that started it all, and you said, well, this is the sound that I want to have, and this is the...
No, I think I record them all at once, but, you know, it's just, I suppose it's just, you know, finding a path, finding a way, and that's what a producer does.
Okay, well, there's one song on the album, Always Hate Me. What's the story behind that song?
Because Always Love Me sounds a little bit lame. So I called the song Always Hate Me because, you know, it's has more grit and it's just as true to life.
Okay. Is this song about you or someone else? Or?
I don't hate myself, no. It's
no, maybe you're saying it to someone, or I don't know, maybe...
Yeah, no, I was writing a song with a friend of mine out on Venice Beach. And we're messing around with different, you know, lyrics and feel of the song, and it sounds like a spaghetti western of 2 cowboys walking towards each other as though they're just about to shoot each other. And he was suggesting, yeah, she will always love me, and I thought, you know, you can't say that. Yeah. It has no bite to it, but she will always hate me. That's got a bit of bite, and that's the 2 cowboys walking together towards each other to shoot, and you realise the other cowboy is your ex-girlfriend or something like that.